The Very Best Ice Cream. Kittipop Episode 30. Early one morning, the telephone rang in Kittipop's house. Hello? Grandmother Lala?
Emergency, emergency. There is a light fairy lying in my house. She lost her way and fell asleep. Before she fell asleep, she told me that there is only one way for her to wake up again. She must eat the very best ice cream in the whole world. If she doesn't get the very best ice cream, she'll have to sleep forever. We all have to work together to make the very best ice cream in the world. If the light fairy hasn't eaten the very best ice cream by nightfall, she will turn into a star and disappear. So all of you must make an ice cream and come to my house by 6 o'clock. The friends who had spent the night at Kittipop's house heard the news right away. With determined looks in their eyes, they said, I'm going to make the very best ice cream. Kittipop and his friends set off to create the very best ice cream in the world. After finding the very best ingredients, they worked as hard as they could to make their own special ice cream. At last, it was 6 o'clock. The friends gathered at Grandma Lala's house with the ice creams they had made. In a serious voice, Grandmother Lala said, You all brought the very best ice cream, didn't you? Who would like to introduce their ice cream first? Coco was the first to raise his hand high in the air. My ice cream is, ta-da! Chestnut ice cream. Chestnut flavor, the friends asked at the same time. We've never heard of that before. Don't worry, it's the very best ice cream after all. All right. Grandma Lala carefully took a small spoonful of Coco's chestnut ice cream and placed it in the light fairy's mouth. The light fairy moved her lips ever so slightly, but she did not wake up. Coco was disappointed. That can't be, so my ice cream isn't the very best after all. Next, Lilo raised her hand high in the air. The very best ice cream in the whole world is bell pepper ice cream. Bell pepper flavor. After the light fairy ate the bell pepper ice cream, she moved one finger ever so slightly, but she did not wake up. Next, Chibi raised his hand high in the air. Well, I suppose it's time for my grand entrance. The very best ice cream is corn ice cream. Corn flavor. The light fairy's nostrils twitched ever so slightly, but she did not wake up. Next, Nico raised her hand high in the air. I'm so happy that it's finally my turn. The very best ice cream is my homemade bean ice cream. Bean flavor, the friends said at the same time. Bean ice cream. That's going too far. Don't be disappointed. The light fairy is sure to open her eyes wide any second now. The light fairy frowned ever so slightly, but she did not wake up. Next, Song raised his hand high in the air. At last, the time has come for the light fairy to wake up, because the very best ice cream is my salt ice cream. Salt flavor. The light fairy wiggled her toes ever so slightly, but she did not wake up. Next, Kittipop raised his hand high in the air. Now it's time for Chef Kittipop. The very best ice cream in the entire universe is cucumber ice cream. Cucumber ice cream? The light fairy let out a tiny, adorable fart, but she did not wake up. When Grandma Lala looked at the clock, she was terribly shocked. There is only 1 minute left until nightfall. We didn't manage to make the right ice cream for the light fairy. Is the light fairy really going to turn into a star and simply disappear? Ding dong.
At that very moment, the door rang. When Grandma Lala opened the door, A rabbit wearing a helmet was standing there. In his hands, he held a colorful ice cream. Will the light fairy really turn into a star? Or will she eat the mysterious rabbit's ice cream and finally wake up from her sleep? Stay tuned for the next episode.